be scattering her ashes after this presentation. And we'll also be scattering the ashes of my Nana as Sharon wished them to be scattered with hers. Okay, next. So, Sharon was born on the 22nd of June 1954 at the Queen Victoria Hospital, Rose Park, Adelaide, South Australia. And this is the earliest photo Sharon could find of her being bathed by her mum Dawn. Tub. Sharon grew up at 39 Railway Terrace, Warradale. And so the top left is a photo of Sharon with her mum, my Nana, and bottom left is Sharon on her bike, and then the far right is just Sharon. I think she's about 10 years old in this photo. Sharon as a child with the family dog Cass when he was a puppy. That's right.
Could I forget that dog?
That's right. So I remember that Cass was so big that my brother and I could ride him when we were little.
Oh, wow.
He was really big. Yeah. He was a beautiful dog. And Sharon was very close to her mum and dad. I remember Sharon telling me that she learned which directions to read. She was sitting on my Nana's lap and watching her for hours read and watching her eyes go from left to right. That's how she learned that writing goes from left to right. Read. Okay. And despite having only 2 days off a week while she was teaching, Sharon would always visit my Nana every Saturday. She was very dedicated to that. Without fail. And then my mum and dad always visit my Nana on Sundays as well. So Sharon loved her mum very much. She loved her dad, but she also very much loved her mum. And after my grandpa passed away, Sharon visited her mum every Sunday as still. Stopped doing that. And she used to brag all the time and talk about Nana, the achievements that Nana did when she was young. So she started in kindergarten when she was 4 years old because Sharon had no kindergarten to attend, so Nana got one, made sure there was one. She joined the council, the Warren Council in the late 60s. She was elected. She campaigned with the Women's Electoral Lobby in 1972, received off Whitlam elected. She set up the first government-funded women's shelter in the 1970s and won a community service award just as she was retiring. And Sharon is very happy to have her ashes scattered with Nana's today. Okay. So Sharon also loved her big brother Peter, who was my dad, and he was 12 years older than her. And this picture is at the zoo in 1955, I think, with Sharon, then her grandpa, my brother Peter, my dad. I remember my dad and Sharon laughing a lot at family events. They both had very loud laughs. Yes. And then I know this is one of Sharon's favourite photos of Dad. They enjoyed very many laughs together. Sadly, Dad couldn't be here today, but he did get to see Sharon just over a week before she passed away. We went out to lunch at the Sailmaster, and Dad enjoyed that lady with her. Those last moments to be with her. And I'm recording it as well for all those Anyway, in February 1964, Sharon became the sister-in-law of my mum Victoria when she married my dad. And she was a flower girl at their wedding. And Sharon and I stayed friends after my mum and dad's after they divorced. When I was about 12 years old. And because my parents stayed friends as well. So this is a picture of Mum and Aunty Shaz at a protest. Well, there is a picture somewhere of Mum and Aunty Shaz at a protest about uranium dumping. And I could not find it anywhere. I was on Facebook. This is the best photo I can find of Aunty Shaz. photos of Sharon, Glenn and I. Like several months after my parents were married in August 1964, I was born and Sharon became an auntie for the first time. I remember her telling me, because she was 10 years old, older than me, and my mum and dad would let her take me to the playground in the playground, to the playground in the playground. Like you could do that in those days, you could take the baby to the playground in the playground these days. Sharon told me she really enjoyed pushing the little baby in the crowd with her to the dog. She was so big and responsible and to look after him. But Sharon was an awesome auntie, full of fun and games. Then I always look forward to visiting Nan and Grandpa on Sundays so that we could play with Aunty Sharon. We often saw Jill and Jackie as well because they were right next door. Played with their dollhouse. Sharon would pull Glenn and I up and down the passage on a blanket for hours while the adults were in the lounge room talking about politics. And Sharon would take us across the road to play on the railway line, well, as Grandpa would say, take us on the railway line. But it was a subway, so we played in the subway. I loved my Aunty Sharon very much, and she taught me many things. I remember when I was about 7, she was babysitting Glenn and I, and she did a science experiment. She put a 2-cent piece in a glass of Coke overnight to show me how, if the Coke could clean a coin, how much could be rotting my teeth. So that was a very good lesson to learn. And Sharon was about 17 at the time, so I don't think she'd started uni yet, but it was clear back then that she loved children and was a natural teacher. Sharon taught me many more things as I was growing up. She taught me how to drive. But a memory that really stands out to me, she was talking to me about philosophical concept that she'd learned in one of her professional development courses as a teacher. I remember her explaining that she'd learned a way to understand people from the perspective that sees no baby is born a bad person and everybody is the best person they can be, the circumstances they've been through in their life. And she just learned that day. So she was explaining to all to me. And that way of understanding people has stuck with me all through these years, and eventually influenced my decision to study social work. Then in 1967, Sharon became an auntie again when my brother Glenn was born. Glenn regrets he can't be here today, but he sent me a video to play about his memories of Sharon. To get out of, I need my text. Sorry, inside show. Volume's loud enough. Sorry, don't put me here, but this is what this is. That show.
Sorry for doing this. Brisbane. So many fun memories of Sharon. My earliest, Sharon was a dog lover and a wife with 2 dogs. And I remember my first dog love, this dog, he was a dog called Tyson. Poor Tyson was in the room and he had 3 dogs. Insisted that Sharon had him put down, but no, she didn't. She rescued him. She took him home, she nurtured him. This dog was running around crazy for 10 days. Happiest life. So, when I was in 18, Sharon taught me to drive. I've been learning to get some more and one day and we driving lesson. It was night time, I came over the crest of a hill. Someone dragged the sprinkler from a little football over my wrist. Couldn't break it, slammed on the back. The spark of flying again, Sharon attention. Far out! Sharon everything she understands. Certainly got my love of music from Sharon. Playing the piano at her place is something I still do to this day, as do my girls, Charlotte and Eliza. They're both little pianists, which is great. They always used to get me a Christmas calendar. Semaphore, they took me up Christmas. And Misty would be around. Misty's August! This month, so we'll always have a specific calendar on the wall for years and years and years. So it was a constant reminder. Shasha was used to had a few great holidays. After she retired, she came out to see us. We went to Airlie Beach one day with a seaplane. Old Havilland Beaver seaplane flew out to the reef. We went snorkeling over the reef. She came to Townsend a few times and stayed with us. Sharon Dawn and myself we it up in Townsend. Sharon was always there for me in life and stuff. Growing up, and Sharon was always a good person to talk to. I knew how to say to him, share up, and then never had time to play on it. I know she loved me. What else? Both my girls, Charlotte and Eliza, at the end of their exams at the moment. Father son used to both Fridays, so I'm not allowed to talk to them at the moment. Don't get the chance on part. Charlotte was a beautiful wife, Diane. Sorry to do this.
It's the wrong one, Mum. It's the box one. Oh. No.
Sharon became the auntie of my sister Sarah when my dad adopted her. She was the daughter of my dad's second wife. Sarah's a beautiful sister. Always a beautiful sister. And Sarah is sad she can't be here today. She's just started a new teaching position in Victoria, and she was in the States, so it's very difficult for her to Sarah wanted me to share a story about her memories of Shaz and how Shaz inspired Sharon's career. Sarah's career, I'm sorry. Sarah remembers that when she gave up her mechanical engineering degree, she stayed at Shaz's for a while she's thinking about what she wanted to do next. And so she went to work with Sharon for several days while she was staying there, and straight away she knew she wanted to be a teacher. So my sister Sarah went back to uni and did teaching, and she's still a teacher, primary school teacher to this day. And Sarah also wanted to share that Sharon introduced her to NXS, her favourite band. Okay. And Sarah also looked after Sharon a lot. Sharon was in Melbourne having an operation. Yeah. And then, when my brother married Diane, and I forget which year that was. It was in the 1990s somewhere, and Diane became Sharon's niece, and Diane loved Aunty Shaz very much. She was doing a presentation. Diane died. Shaz out somewhere. And then in 1985, when my first son was born, Sharon became a great auntie for the first time. And then 2 years later, in 1987, my second son was born, and Sharon became a great auntie again. And she loves her nephews. Sam, and they used to tell me that Sharon was the best present giver at Christmas and birthday. And it's a picture of my sister, Sarah, and with my two boys, and Sam. It's a nice happy photo. Okay. And by 2001, Sharon was a great auntie of 3 nieces. When my sister Sarah had her 2 girls, her eldest daughter Siobhan in 1998, and then she gave birth to Alicia in 2001, and in between that 2000 I gave birth to my daughter Alicia. So by 2021 Sharon was a great auntie to 3 great nieces. And then my brother and his wife had their first baby in 2005. Sharon also became a great auntie to Charlotte, and then when they had their second baby in 2006, Sharon became a great auntie again to Eliza. And that's Sharon and Eliza sharing a Christmas theme, like I said, maybe about so you can see, and Sharon and Eliza. Sharon with her great niece Alicia, who's standing right here. And she's my daughter, of course. This is on her 4th birthday. In those days, Alicia loved taking videos, and she took this great video of Sharon on one of her old Facebook pages. And we're going to have a look at that right now. It's a great video. Where's that thing that makes the video?
Yeah. You click the slideshow button. No. No, the box. No. Yeah. Good.
Slide 21. Right, Sharon also loved her dogs, as my brother previously mentioned. There were 3 more dogs after Cass that Sharon especially loved. Tyson was the first dog after leaving home, as my brother already mentioned. Tyson was playing on the railway line across the road from Manners one day and somehow managed to get one of his legs stuck under the wheel of a train. He was probably chasing it. That's how Tyson became a 3-legged dog. And then Sharon's next dog was Phoebe. I'm not sure if she spelled it. I think she spelled it F-E-E-B-E-E. I'm not sure. But anyway, that was Sharon's second dog, Phoebe. And then there was Sharon's last dog, Misty. I remember one day, Misty got out of the yard and Sharon went chasing after her and I heard her screaming with laughter. So I went running outside to see what was happening and I saw a cat come to Misty's back with its claws dug in, holding on for life. And Misty was running and jumping up and down the street trying to get the cat off her back. And Sharon and I remember we laughed and laughed until our stomachs hurt. That was one of the funniest moments we ever shared together. And then we think this is Sharon Smith's car in 1974. That's a complete guess. And if it's not her car, it doesn't matter. It's a good photo.
She had a good week. Is that what that?
Yeah.
She should drive Dad's old home station wagon. She should drive Dad's old
That's
station
exactly what I
wagon.
was about to mention. I remember her saying that before she got her own car, she should drive Grandpa's station wagon. Yeah. And as she was going up the hill towards Flinders, she had to press the clutch twice to make it go into the end. She slowly chug up that hill. Yeah, so she was really happy when she got her own car, I think, because that was her independence. She loved her car. She also loved being a teacher and began her teaching career at Ridley Grove in 1976, we think. Anyone know any different? She didn't start in 76. Okay. And the class photo in 1977 and the class photo in 1979. And Sharon was the favourite teacher of many South Australian primary school children. As is evident, one of her very more clever students, there's a little card for her. And she says, "Dear Miss McMahon, I hope you have a cheerful and wonderful Christmas. I'll miss you, but I hope I'll see you down the beach one day. You've been the best teacher ever, from Ella." And there was many children that felt that way about Sharon. So Sharon also loved to travel overseas. And this is the first time she went overseas. Yeah. With her French class, she went to Noumea at the end of year 11 and to practice speaking French, of course. And so left on we have. So someone like to point out these people I'm forgotten to write it down. So it's, we have here, is this you, Heather? I mean, no, Meggie. No, that's right. So who is our first person?
Hey?
Who is our first person?
Ross Chambers, Kathy Tully, Sharon,
Ross, Kathy,
Sharon, Lynette Tinsley, Heather.
Wonderful. And Sharon got her first independent transport overseas, or she went with friends in 1974 and travelled all over Europe. And on the right, we have Sharon in Paris in 1974. And the middle photo is Stonehenge, also in 1974. And then Sharon went back to Paris again in 1991. She also travelled overseas on a cruise with her nannies, and I don't know what year that was, but it's a cute photo. And Sharon had travelled so much, she worked as a stage teacher in Canada in 1983, and again visited Canada for a holiday in 2012. As much as she loved her family, Sharon also loved her friends. Sharon lived next door to Jackie and Jill throughout her childhood and stayed friends with them until she passed. It's a photo of Jackie and Jill taken by Sharon in the early 1970s. But anyway, so Jill is here today, but unfortunately Jackie couldn't make it because she lives interstate. It was very hard for her to get. And this is a picture of Jill and Sharon in their first year of high school at Bryan High in 1967. And this is Sharon and Jill in 1972. And a bridesmaid of Jill's book. I forgot to put that in. That's funny. But anyways, 1975 Jill and Jill got married, sorry. Also Sharon has... You did that? Sharon has many friends from her high school days, including Sally, Heather B, Robin, Megan, and Heather R. And Suji is another friend from Sharon's earlier years. On the left is Sharon, yes, Sue's here. Sharon with Sally and Heather at the Palaise Hotel in 2006 on the left. And we have Sharon, Sally and Sue, and I'm not quite sure what year. They say friends for a very long time. And next, we have Memories with Heather B. May I introduce Heather B? You're going to say something about it?
Oh, you want me to talk?
Okay.
Oh.
There we go. Memories
Okay.
with Heather B.
Okay. I've actually got hands on.
Wow,
Okay. I'll try and make this quick as I can. I've got a lot here. I didn't know Sharon in high school. I didn't go to primary school with Sharon. I went to primary school with Robin. And Robin had to put up with me all through high school because we were like that. Even though she tried to get away, but I kept coming back. But when we went to uni at the end of year 11, that's when Sharon and I really got close, and we used to share each other's clothes, and we would go on trips in Numere, and Sharon loved, we all know Sharon loved her French. She loved being French. She loved practicing her French, and in Numere, I can remember I was too shy to do anything. So I followed behind her as she practiced her French. And we went into a shop one day and she said, je veux, you know, for sécher les dishes. she was after a tea towel. But nobody could understand, neither could I. But she didn't get her tea towel, but she was practicing. She always kept trying. And anyway, over the years we sort of lost contact here and there and came back, different relationships and how life is. But there were a few memories. She joined our netball team for a year. Netball wasn't for her. She came to Falls Creek with us skiing one year. Skiing wasn't for her. But we had lots of coffees. And when I started teaching at Albert, and I called in Sharon on a hot day, and she made the best iced coffee. possibly imagine. All fresh, just beautiful, cream ice cream. Yummy. She was really good ice cream. We went on a houseboat up the Murray, and the boat was called Why Not? So it became our mantra for the week. Champagne for breakfast? Why not? Cake for lunch? Why not? So we had a wonderful week with our Why Not. When I moved to Darwin, Sharon's house became my home away from home, and I would come down there and stay with Sharon, and she was always so welcoming, and she would have the bed already made up with an electric blanket.
You only have to plug it in and turn it on.
And she would make sure that I was warm because I was always cold, and she would have a CC and Coke ready for me, a home cooked meal, and plenty of chocolate. So she'd always arrange having lunch with friends when I came back. But Sharon was a bit of an enigma, and this I must share, because she was a creature of habit. She loved her routines, and when I would come and stay with her, I learned very early not to disrupt her routines, because all hell would break loose if you did. And she had a remote controls, 3 of them all set up, and she'd tell me what they were for, and I had no idea. But it was connected to a bedroom. And if you press the wrong button on the remote, well, you thought the sky was falling because panic stations happened, and she was darting up and down trying to fix this and trying to fix that because the TV went funny in her bedroom, and that was no good. So, little things like that. And if you put the milk into a tea too soon and hadn't brewed enough, well, it would be unceremoniously chucked in the sink and we'd start all over again. But, on the other hand, with big things, like when John and I bought a canoe, and John set up her front yard as a boat yard, and was trying to transform the canoe into a sailing boat, and pouring boiling water over bits of it to make soften the plastic, making great big burn marks on her grass out front, enormous things, and I'd be waiting for the wrath of Sharon when she came home, and she just, oh yeah, that happens. The big things didn't worry. It was the little things that worried. So she was a bit of a thing.
She wasn't really a gardener.
No, she wasn't really a gardener. She wasn't. But she did like her lawn, and she did have a lovely garden, which, you know, was maintained by other people very nicely. So, yes, with her more recently, failed surgery and the disease accelerating as it did, she became very philosophical about the situation. And even though she was in the nursing home, and she became very demanding and contentious, and she recruited her army of toilet paper folders. We'd all have to fold toilet paper when we visited. And she had outlandish expectations, and we all had to be redecorators and put things in just the right place. Take photos, take photo. We had to do all of this sort of stuff. It was a bit out there, but never once did I hear her complain about her situation. Not once. Her circumstances were so grim, and yet she just carried on, and never self-pity, never why me, why did it have to be, nothing like that. She just, how are you? I'm fine. And she would do her exercises studiously whenever she could, and she was always grateful to all of us, even though sometimes I didn't realise it at the time, but she was really grateful. She was very lucky to have Julie and to do her shopping and various other things at her whim, and to have Ken by her side doing washing and other shopping and being with her for her meals and have a wine with her. And to Sally for looking after her finances and taking her out. she was very lucky, she knew it, and she appreciated it. She loved her family, she loved her kin, she loved her friends, she really loved her girls. So Sharon was always a really good friend, and I really appreciate it. So here's to Sharon. I haven't got a drink, but here's to her. Sharon. Thank you.
Thanks, Heather. And nearing the end, next we have Sharon and Ken. Have you prepared a few minutes, Ken?
Yeah, I am. I need to sit down and get older now. Don't play it up. It covers some lovely information about Sharon I've never seen before. Sort of quite a few things here. I can't have this 12 pages, but I've just whacked one. That's a blanket. I just wrote this last night. To my loving partner, Sharon, Sharon, I'm so glad that you were going to good life at where Roberts, that you asked me out in coffee. Of course I said yes. When I got home, knowing you were at Magic House, next to my ukulele class, I immediately went back, straight back in the contact I got her, coming out of Magic House. I grabbed her hand and I kissed her and I said, I think we should go out. She said yes. So I took her to dinner. I'm so happy and grateful that you came into my life. At the time I was going through quite a lot. I've already lost my lovely partner in 2014. So. What the fact that you have Irish heritage, being a McMahon. I always said you must be related to the Prime Minister, Billy McMahon. No, that's not the fact. And we used to see McMahon's waste disposal. I said, are you related there? We could be millionaires. She said, no, I'm not. You and I am proud of being related to am proud that you are being related to Sir Isaac Pittman. His brother being a teacher in the early part of South Australian history. And his brother was Sir Isaac McMahon, who invented the Pittman short. Does anybody know that? Yeah, and it's Pittman short. And yes, and they came to South Australia very early stages, 1940, 1840s, and so they really had a hard time staying on. But her great grandfather became a teacher and also a minister of religion, I believe, at a church now. He's associated with he's an engineer or some architect. He did help design some of the Parliament House and also the Wall Street Bridge. So there's Barclay, I believe, so you can see where his name is. I know where you got your love of teaching young children. You always met kids, great all friends, especially Sally, Heather, 10 friends in England and Canada. We went on 2 wonderful voyages, especially the rock boat cruise from Sydney to Noumea, Caledonia. Foreigner, I like this song. I've been waiting for you, girl like you, like Foreigner. So if you ever get a chance to play that, just think about me and Sharon. And photograph was taken up, I believe, on the ship side here. But I bought that dress. Or a nice dress. She always liked the dresses. And she loved going to Onyx at Port Adelaide for the hairdressing. Every Tuesday at the nursing home, she had her hair done. She said, I said, have you got your hair done? I said, I can see you've got your hair done. Great. And she also, Sally, she used to make notes of everything detailed each day. Everything was in meticulous. When they came in for the tablets, how many times she went to the toilet, all the medications, she had everything detailed. She said none of the manager. So what something wasn't done, like the medication in 5 minutes, she rang the manager. And when I walked in, the manager said, Sharon's contact me, Ken. I fixed it up. When I walked in, and being there on a regular basis, the staff got to know me, and I knew all the staff. Sangeeta was a lovely girl there, the nurses, and we sort of cooperated to get things done for Sharon. I didn't think she was getting appropriate service for physio. The nurse came in and said, Ken, I said, should Sharon be taken out now? She said, how about let's get it done? I said, yes. So we organised the physio to come and take her out and do those little exercises. So little things like that, I think I could. I'll always be love and deeply pursue Sharon. Ken. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all coming too. I'd like to thank Judy too. It was for anybody that goes through this is hard. It's a reality now. So thank you, Judy. She's been wonderful for me. Very, very good support. I really appreciate her and all the friends and all your family. They've always welcomed me to the family. I haven't been a horror or prison. I can't handle when I was in prison.
As a guard.
Thanks, Judy. She's a lovely she put on. So thank
So the last one I had is Sharon, because one of the greatest things about Sharon was her sense of fun. And this picture just shows it. She had a great sense of fun. And this is one of my favourite pictures of Aunty Shaz. And there's a new song that she wants her to be played. And then I think, it's alright, it's very just.
I've got one if you want. I've got one if you need it. I thought this would have been appropriate for Sharon.
Where's your phone? Oh, it's up here. Being fit,
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
I can do it if you like, Julie.
Have you got Iron Woman?
Yeah, I can get it.
All right.
I'm versatile.
Even if you're a man.
Yeah, I forgot it's on this video of this. That's all right.
NFL team leads at the half. Celebrate early with Neds. Back in NFL team to win, and if they're up 8+ points at halftime, you win. Available on head-to-head bets in select NFL games this week. Chances are you're about to lose.
Don't gamble.
There we go. Sharon's song.
Too much to go back.
your grandmother sings it. Your mum, your mum. I'm invincible. Come on, girls, sing up. Video looks like Sharon too. Same hairstyle, same clothes.
Just returning this one.
Ken's got one song playing and Breaking the Rain. Some just get them to get the dessert out for the people that don't want to work.
Don't mind, I like to play this one.
Oh.
Yeah. on the rocker boat for his final little band day. Sharon and I were dancing to that same record. Lovely lyrics, lovely lyrics. Beautiful voice. If you hear that, think of me and Sharon dancing. It's handy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll put this on and I'll play this with my guitar each night. Transcend me. It was interesting to see Sharon play the piano. I've never seen it. I didn't know she played the piano. I would have got her to play a bit more. I've got to play my harmonica with her. You would be bored.
Okay, so now we're going to, for those who'd like to come, we're going to walk to the jetty and get an ashes and then a Sharon. And for those who want to stay behind, it's tea, coffee and cakes. And we'll be back 20 minutes, I reckon, half an hour maybe. So it's up to those who'd like to come, please tag along, and those who'd like to stay, please stay. That was very well done, guys.
G'day everyone, my name's Glenn. Sorry to be doing this. I live in Brisbane with my wife Diane and my 2 daughters, and we're just not able to get down there, so I'm really sorry that I can't all be there to be with you today. Got so many fond memories of Sharon. So my earliest, Sharon was a dog lover, as am I. I've got 2 dogs running around here somewhere doing something. And I remember my first dog love was a dog. It was a dog called Tyson. Poor old Tyson ran out on the road and he had 3 legs. The vet insisted that Sharon get him put down, but no, she didn't. She rescued him. She took him home. She nurtured him, and before you knew it, this dog was running around like a crazy thing on 3 legs, and had the happiest life. So that worked out really well. When I was a young teen, Sharon taught me to drive. I remember driving around in her blue Datsun 180B. One day we were having a driving lesson, and it was night time. We came over the crest of a hill. Someone had dragged the sprinkler out from the middle of the football oval, one of those massive sprinklers. Came on top of the hill, and we couldn't brake in time. It slammed on the brakes. We hit this sprinkler. Sparks were flying everywhere, and Sharon turned to me and she went, "Far out!" As Sharon used to do for everything when she was astounded. Certainly got my love of music from Sharon. Playing the piano at her place is something I still do to this day, as do my girls, Charlotte and Eliza. They're both avid pianists, which is great. We always used to get the Christmas calendar, the Semaphore Dog Walking Club Christmas calendar. And Misty would be on one of the pages. She said, "Misty's August this month." So we'd always have a Semaphore calendar on our wall for years and years and years. So it was a constant reminder of my Aunty Sharon, or Shashar as we used to call her. We had a few great holidays. After she retired, she came up to see us. We went up to Airlie Beach one day. We caught a seaplane. It was an old de Havilland Beaver seaplane. Flew out to the reef. I went snorkeling over the reef, and that was great fun. She came up to Townsville a few times and stayed with us. It's always nice. Her and Sharon, Diane, myself, living it up in Townsville. Sharon was always there for me when life was tough, and we all have problems growing up. And Sharon was always a good person to talk to, and always knew I had a bed there and a shower if I needed it, no matter what time of the day or night I would arrive. So that was really beautiful. I know she loved me, and I really loved her. What else? With both my girls, Charlotte and Eliza, they're at the end of their exams at the moment. I've got 5 assignments due by Friday, so I'm not allowed to talk to them at the moment because they're so busy. So they said they might do a video, but they're so flat out. So if they can't don't get the chance, on behalf of Charlotte, Eliza, my beautiful wife Diane, I'd like to say I'm sorry to be doing this video, and I love you, Sharon.
This way,
least they get to go together.
Never too late.
Yeah. The rain will come back too.